Well, first and foremost, congratulations to Colby Covington. He got it done against game-bred Jorge Masvidal. I was wrong about Masvidal beating him. He did have a chance in the 4th round, but other than that, it was pretty obvious who the better fighter was and who the better man is, unfortunately. Now we're on to who he's going to fight next. I doubt he's going to get an immediate 3rd fight with Kamaru Usman. I do think he will fight him again at some point. I'll give a prediction on that when the time is right. Well, on to bigger things. He is probably going to fight Dustin Poirier next, just because of the stuff he's been saying about Poirier. And Poirier has said stuff too, but again, Colby Covington, the reason why I don't like him is, and a lot of people don't like him, is because he talks about people's families and wives and friends and talks about all kinds of stuff that he shouldn't be talking about. You know, look, I'm a big fan of Dustin Poirier. I think Masvidal obviously is not a terrible fighter. Obviously, it's not as bad as Colby was saying it was. You know, he did give Colby somewhat of a fight. But I think Dustin Poirier, as far as technique, as far as the overall skill set, mixed martial arts skill set wise, I think he's better than Masvidal. He just doesn't have the knockout power that Masvidal did. He's good at wrestling. He's good with boxing. He's good in the clinch. He's submitted guys, I think, before. He's beaten Gaethje and Eddie Alvarez, former UFC champions in the past. So he's clearly a capable guy. Colby Covington reminds me of a prime white version, because Cain Velasquez isn't white, version of Cain Velasquez, without he fights with the pressure, the constant pressure and the wrestling, the ground and pound, the ability to stand and trade with anybody and usually get the better of it, unless your name is Kamaru Usman. You know, Colby is just such a dangerous guy, and outside of Kamaru Usman, nobody's been able to fight him and beat him. You know, this fight he just had with Masvidal might have been the most competitive fight outside of that, and that wasn't too competitive. So you know what I mean. So I think technique-wise, he'll give Covington trouble, but as far as if this was a later fight, I think you have to give this victory to Colby Covington. I think he's just a smarter fighter. I think he's just better overall. And you've seen him talk about Masvidal already, say he used to beat him up in practice, and unfortunately, it turned out to be true. So it's probably going to be the same thing with Dustin Poirier. The thing, like I said, Poirier is a finisher. He's a guy that wins a lot also. He's very experienced as a fighter. He's also a former interim UFC champion, so that would sell. The fact that they train together would sell, and the fact that they have said stuff about each other would sell. And again, Poirier is capable. He's dangerous. He's got 20+ wins in his MMA career, so he knows how to win, but he's also been submitted a lot and beaten up a lot. Guys that can wrestle, such as Oliveira and Habib, have made him look like easy work, and he's not an easy work guy. He's a pretty darn good fighter. I think Colby would do about the same to him. I think he would play with him in the 1st round, probably keep it standing. Thing is, I think Colby could hang with Poirier and probably outwork him on the feet, much like he did Masvidal for the most part. And again, Poirier doesn't have that power that Masvidal has on the feet. So I think Colby would beat him. I think he would actually finish off Poirier. Masvidal has a lot of heart, obviously, in his fight. He could have been finished several times, and he wasn't, to Jorge's credit. But I don't think Poirier would make the distance with Colby Covington. I think Colby would win by submission, late 3rd, early 4th round with a rear naked choke. I think he would finish off Poirier and embarrass him in that fight. That's just my opinion.